Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the D&N Show.
D&N Show.
I am your co-host, one half of the undisputed tag team champions of the internet, D-Nag, and to my left, IRL,
Mr. Natsu.
If you smell.
No.
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 Today we are, I guess, already started. Our first topic of the day is the Super Bowl thoughts and results. So first we are going to talk about our football results after the playoffs. Somebody went to 10 and 2? 11 and 2. Was it 11 and 2? Was it, I think it
Check the scoreboard.
11 and 2. Mr. Natsu had a record of 11 and 2, and I had a record of 9 and 4.
I just want to say this.
Better luck next time.
I just want to say this.
Shut up.
You gotta fight for your right
To party!
Yes, sir.
The one time I finally went with my gut and trusted the Red Kingdom. It paid off because the Thanos of the NFL, Pat Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, they are inevitable.
Yes, sir.
I saw that they ended up clutching it out and winning the Super Bowl
Yes, sir. I'm not
with
gonna lie, though.
the same play that they whooped that ass Philadelphia Eagles last year. They used the same exact play to win the game.
Wait, really?
2 times in a row.
Oh, shit.
2 times in a row.
Damn. I bet that puts a hurt on the competition.
Ah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm done being cocky. All right.
So, basically what I saw this morning was somebody said, one of the many shows that I saw, clips that I saw of different like analyst shows, that basically when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, the first 3 quarters of the game are all collecting data.
Yep.
Collecting data on your defense. 4th quarter and overtime,
It is,
that's when he uses that data and says, I am whooping that ass.
Yo.
That same thing for Andy Reid.
Yeah.
He just through the whole game, he's just like, all right, they're doing this, all right, they're doing this when we're doing this,
So
collecting
they
data. Then the 4th quarter and overtime, they're like,
No.
you thought you had me, didn't you? It's Andy Reid. That's Big Red at this point. You thought you had me, didn't you?
It's one of those. Oh, gotta be quicker than that. Oh.
Yeah, he's like, you thought you had me, didn't you? I had you going there for a second, but now that ass is mine. And cleans it up. Now, most coaches during the Super Bowl like that, they go all out. They leave all their plays out there on the field. They leave nothing left. Not Andy Reid. Not Andy Reid. He's like, I'll keep these ones aside. Because the last 2 plays, they did not run that shit like the entire game.
No.
They, as soon as San Francisco, credit to the Chiefs defense for holding them to a field goal. As soon as they went out there, even Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce said, oh yeah, as soon as they went for a field goal, we knew they had that ass.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't actually say that, but I'm paraphrasing saying, as soon as they went for a field goal, we had that ass. And they went right down the field and scored.
Yep.
Using the same play they used last year to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Ironically, you know what that play is called? Corn dog. How's it feel, 49ers get beat by corn dog? Philadelphia Eagles. How's it feel to get beat by corn dog? You think the 49ers have been watching that and be like, all right, we got to keep an eye on that play. Nope.
Well,
Ironically, a lot of the 49ers players actually didn't know the new overtime rules.
Oh.
I guess I saw that. Like, a lot of them said, yeah, I didn't even realize there was new overtime rules.
Well, I mean,
Did you not hear the ref at the beginning of overtime
I did.
say that over the intercom?
I did.
Because we did.
Everybody at home did. Everybody at the stadium probably did.
Maybe. I don't know how that works in the actual stadium sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I think I did at one point, but that's been a couple
But then
years ago.
again,
But still,
when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it was
a
10
very
out of 10 Super Bowl.
very good game.
And I will say this now, as a Chiefs fan, 49ers have nothing to be ashamed about. And definitely give the Mr. Irrelevant title to Whack Prescott, not Brock Purdy. All right? All right.
Well, he only got that name because he was the very, very last,
I know.
very, very last pick in the draft.
I know, but let's give that title to someone that, deserves it.
Yeah.
Just Whack Prescott.
Yeah, I agree. And, yeah, it was a really good game, surprisingly. I think and for 49ers, a lot of miscues happened, I think. A lot of stuff built up where you just can't have that in the biggest stage of them all in the Super Bowl. Like the many false starts they had a couple times, the blatant holding that I think whether that was in the fourth quarter or overtime, I don't remember, but he had him by jersey and pulled him down. And then even when they had the drive in overtime, there was also that one
I know what you're talking about,
where the right tackle completely lined right directly up with the best defensive player on the defensive line for Kansas City, lines right up with him, Chris Jones, and says, "I'm going to block that guy, not you." And just missed he waltzed in there. He could have been doing old, what was that player for the Giants? The Salsa Man. Let me know in the comments who that guy is. Giants wide receiver. You guys know who I'm talking about. Mr. Salsa Man. He could have just been Victor Cruz. That's right. Victor Cruz. He could have been doing Victor Cruz's salsa dance touchdown celebration and still got to the quarterback.
But can we talk about Patrick Mahomes for a second? Fucking summoning the inner Lamar Jackson as soon as he passed that first down. Just, oh shit. I have never seen Mahomes take off like that. And I'm pretty sure he's like, what would Lamar do? What would Lamar do? What would
He held the ball in two hands too. He didn't even really cover it up. He was holding it like this, bobbing and we'd be like.
And I just want to clarify that is not a shot at Lamar. That's just me saying, yes, I do think Lamar's running ability is fucking amazing. And I guarantee you, if I was Mahomes, I'd be sitting there going, what the fuck would Lamar do? What would he do?
And that wasn't even the design play either. That wasn't. A lot of people thought that was a QB draw. That was not a QB draw. That dude just bolted and he said, "I'm gone. I am out of here.
I'm running as far as I can.
I am gone." And I thought for a second Travis Kelce was going to score that play when he bolted through four guys, trucked through four guys to get the first down. Just like, nah.
He's sitting here doing this, and they're all working just.
Yeah, that was a good. I thought he was going to score there. I thought he was going to blast through right those people, but I guess not.
Pacheco, though, holy hell, talking about a man that owns the turf. Jesus.
He runs like he's angry at the
Holy
ground.
Crap.
Like, a lot of the people have said that, too. He runs like he's, angry at the ground, like, you are mine! And speaking of turf, the injury to Dre Greenlaw when he's running out there for the punt at the biggest stage of them all in the NFL should tell you guys, the people who decide this shit in the NFL, switch back. I'll say this slow. Switch back to grass. Fuck your turf shit. That is the 30th, 35th fucking injury this year?
Yeah.
Like that? No contact.
And it sucks because
he plants on his ground. Oh, yeah. Especially in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, the Super Bowl. He touched nobody. He ran out. He was running out onto the field because they punted the ball back to Kansas City.
Yeah.
runs out, plants his foot,
And
snaps his Achilles.
like Jesus.
Holy fuck. Like, how many times do you have to have players in the league tear their Achilles, tear their ACL, MCL, knee injuries, people who get tackled low
Yeah.
and have their foot stick into the turf and get flipped over the defender and shatter their knee? How many times does this have to happen for you guys? Like, okay, yes, the turf is more manageable
Right.
because it's fake. Okay, we're gonna stop that one for a second. But yes, it is more manageable. It's more manageable because it's not actual real grass. But it is in no way, shape, or form better than actual grass.
No.
I will tell you that. This year should tell them. It probably won't, because they'll probably stick to all their turf. But it should tell you that maybe, just maybe,
We should go
this
back to
artificial shit holds onto the cleats a little too well.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you're doing that, once you plant your foot like he did,
You're fucking done.
your foot is absorbing a lot, your leg is absorbing a lot more force than it should be.
Yeah.
Because with regular grass, you do that. The grass takes most of that absorption. Takes most of that force. It absorbs most of the force of that plant. That's why it shreds. That's why you get chunks of the ground that come off. Because when somebody plants their foot, it says, okay. But turf, it says, nah, fam, I'm moving an inch.
Fuck you.
Jesus Christ. It's dumb. It's fucking dumb. So now I guess moving on. I'm a little loud, sorry.
No, I don't care.
Moving on, we have next year early predictions
Oh, for the Super Bowl?
for the NFL season.
Okay. I'll let you start off. I gotta think about this.
So, I think next year's early predictions, this is right now before any teams make any moves, aside from Pittsburgh getting shit done. We're going to talk about that next, I think. I think Kansas City will make the Super Bowl again.
I do say I have to agree. And as I was telling you before we started recording, I think what it's going to come down to is Chiefs versus the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, you're going with the
Yep.
color predictions again?
Yep. And I do believe if I'm correct and it's Chiefs versus Seahawks, Seahawks are going to win
Okay.
because of the whole color theory. So
Hold on now.
I'm
now.
sticking to the color theory.
You also had a prediction that we talked about a while ago that you wrote down and
Oh,
dated.
Yeah, I did.
Interesting fact. Interesting fact. Mason Rudolph and his agent have reported that they want a fresh start somewhere else.
It's aligning. Imagine if it's Seahawks. Imagine.
You said it's the Vikings.
I know I said the Vikings, but imagine if it's Seahawks. And in some way, shape, or form, my prediction for Mason Rudolph still comes true. Just minus the fact that he's going to be Viking and he's going to go Seahawks. Takes the Seahawks to the Super Bowl. Oh my God, Mahomes, he's inevitable. Blah blah blah. And Mason Rudolph leads the Seahawks to victory.
Okay.
Either way, I say Mason Rudolph either goes Vikings or Seahawks, and if he goes Seahawks, I see Seahawks win Super Bowl against against my Chiefs.
I don't think they replaced Geno Smith yet, though.
Never know who says he don't get injured.
Oh, you gonna go out there with a bat and break his knee or
No, I'm
something
just saying you don't
and
know
make sure?
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Hey, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Oh, I'm Geno Smith. Oh yeah, you play for Seattle, right? What?
Now you don't.
And now you don't.
You watch Seattle.
You on the bench in Seattle.
Boy, I need my predictions to come true. Credibility is on the line.
This just in. Seattle is now starting Drew Lock
But
at quarterback.
in all fairness, though, you have to give me credit. I did say that I thought that the Chiefs were going to lose. And for what it's worth, the 49ers fucking scared me.
You had it. 49ers, you had it, you had it, you had it, and then you lost it.
As a good coach once said to me in middle school, we just ran out of time, even though it was OT.
Or you shot yourself in the foot one too many times. But
that's besides the point. It's still a good Super Bowl.
Yeah. My next year early predictions is A, Kansas City makes the Super Bowl again. NFC wise, I don't want to say Seattle because they're not there yet. I want to see I don't think 49ers are going to get it done next year. I think there'll be a deep playoff run, but I don't think they're going to do it next year. I think it's going to be the Lions.
And honestly, to me, that would kind of it would make me feel bad for them if they made it all the way to the deep playoffs and they.
Especially because next year is apparently their last shot to make the play to win the Super Bowl before they lose a lot of guys. Because the 49ers, after next year, they are going to run into a lot of cap issues. A lot of guys that need to get paid. Mm-hmm. This next season is Brock Purdy's last year of his rookie contract. Before he needs an extension.
I was about to say, you're gonna wonder if he's gonna extend that.
But then also then Brandon Ayuk's gonna want a re-extension. I'm sure eventually George Kittle's gonna need an extension. Deebo Samuel's gonna need an extension. Christian McCaffrey's gonna need an extension, and that's just on the offense.
The two people I see getting extensions are definitely McCaffrey and Purdy.
Yeah. But then you run into the issue, you pay those guys big money. What are they going to do with the defense? Right. Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. Yep. And that's just in the front linebacker duo, linebacker area. People are going to start needing money and wanting money, especially in today's world of the NFL. People want their money before they give a shit what team they play for.
Yeah. So I guess
Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins and watching Kansas City still win Super Bowls.
Yep.
Sorry, Tyreek. You're getting that smoke.
We still love you, buddy, but
wheels like Hill, baby, but you chose the wrong team.
You hate to see it.
You picked the money. And you ain't done shit.
I'll give him credit. He tried.
It was reported that him and his agent were trying to bluff them into giving money, and Miami just ended up giving him more, which they took it. But I guess it was reported he didn't want to leave Kansas City, but he was wanting his money, so then he went somewhere else for more money. And Kansas City said, I don't need you anyway.
And that gives
we gonna win 2 more Super Bowls. Rashid
Rice.
Rice.
My God, I love that man. Give the man his credit.
Shout out to, and then I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you, Kadarius Toney, but they hit Kadarius Toney with the do not participate. The you ain't losing this for us, motherfucker. I saw so many memes of that this morning. Yeah. Just saying of the Kansas City staff when Kadarius Toney tries to go into the stage to celebrate. Hold on now. Hold on.
Don't be touching this trophy. Get it to the display case. Get it to the... Run it.
Yeah. I think that also my next year's predictions, too. I think Pittsburgh makes a good, considerable playoff run next year.
I'd love to see it, especially T.J. Watt going into his...
T.J. Watt's going to win Defensive Player of the Year next year. That's also one of my predictions, too.
Y'all did more than poke
T.J. Watt is going to win Defensive Player of the Year next year. He has to. He is going to be on his villain season next year. Villain season version 2. He had to tie the single season sack record last year. Not this year, but last year.
Yeah.
to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Mhm.
Leads the league. That is one topic I forgot. Leads the league in defensive stats. Everything.
Mhm.
Had Myles Garrett in everything except tied him for forced fumbles at 4.
Yep.
That is the one I'll give you. But how? How do you not give him? I'm going to save that for this next topic. Screw. Originally, okay, so I'm making an audible right now. Originally, our next one is going to be talking about the Steelers. But
I mean, technically,
we
you still are.
we have to talk about the MVP, the NFL honors. That is one I forgot.
Hmm.
This is gonna. I want to go through our opinions on who got the NFL awards and who we thought should have gave them. First, we have Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud. I thought that was obvious.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud played out of his mind.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's fine.
C.J. Stroud earned that one. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Will Anderson Jr. I didn't see any other really any other rookies that would have earned it aside from Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
That was the only one that I think would have been a good contender for it. But usually those ones go to linemen or rushers.
Right.
Obviously. But I think it was deserved. I wish, I'm biased or not, Joey Porter Jr. played ballistic for his first year as a cornerback. Started the year not even in the starting lineup, playing some minutes, learning at first, then he earned some minutes, and then he earned a starting role. And then in his rookie season, he was asking for the star receivers to defend them. He was asking for them, and he delivered a lot. So shout out to Joey Porter Jr., and shout out to the Bears for giving us that pick for some asshole that you ended up trading away anyway. That's why the Bears ain't gonna do shit.
Green Bay.
Not only does Green Bay own your ass, the Bears organization's really bad with their picks. They gave Pittsburgh a second-round draft pick. This last year's draft, they gave him a second-round draft pick for Chase Claypool. They ended up trading Chase Claypool the same year. Not the same year that they traded for him, but the following season, they traded him away. He didn't do anything for the Bears. You know what that pick turned into that they got? Ironically, ended up being the number 1 pick in the second round of the draft. You know what that pick was? Joey Porter fucking Jr. So thanks, Chicago. You handed us Joey Porter Jr. on a silver platter. Pittsburgh robbed them blind of that pick. second round pick. All right, here you go.
I mean, I guess y'all are called the Steelers.
Yeah. Anyway, and here's where it's going to get interesting. Here's where I am going to argue every one of these.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Buckle up, folks.
So, first we're going to talk about Comeback Player of the Year. Ended up being Joe Flacco. You could argue that DeMar Hamlin should have gotten Comeback Player of the Year because of how severe it was. Granted, he didn't play much this year, so I can't technically consider that. So, I know I'm not saying that DeMar Hamlin, just didn't deserve it. He definitely deserved it because that is an egregious thing to happen to end up trying to get on the field.
Yeah.
If he would have played a little bit more, I would have understood it. But there's a difference between going into cardiac arrest on the field and not being in the NFL on an NFL roster and getting picked up because the Browns needed a quarterback,
Right.
and then playing good and then sending them to the playoffs. Two different kind of scenarios. I think DeMar Hamlin should have got it, but Joe Flacco is just play with what you got. So I kind of disagree with that one, but at the same time, it's like, what do you think?
Oh, I haven't even looked at the stats for this, so I'm just letting you go.
Okay. So moving on.
I'm just letting you go.
Moving on. You'll agree with this. You'll have a thought on this one. Coach of the Year. Also went to the Cleveland Browns head coach. I forget his name.
What?
Kevin Stefanski got Coach of the Year. The Cleveland Browns head coach got Coach of the Year. For getting bounced first round of the playoffs. Coach of the Year.
I guess everybody needs a participation award.
Yeah. The Cleveland Browns got 3 awards this year at the NFL Honors. 3, maybe 2. 2 out of 3. Hate me or not, I don't care. At least 2 out of 3 of those were not deserved.
It's the Browns. I don't think anybody really cares.
I hope not.
Just if we ever want.
And I'm not even saying this as a Steelers fan and I hate the Browns. I fucking hate the Browns with a passion. But Kevin Stefanski did not deserve Coach of the Year. 100%. 1, you had the Houston Texans. Not only ended up going from a shit fucking roster, a shit team that was giving players away.
No,
They let J.J. Watt walk to go wherever he wanted.
say that 10 times fast.
Refused to let Deshaun Watson go without a fucking fight. And tried to ruin his name. Ended up making the playoffs. He should have been viable for Coach of the Year. Dan Campbell. In 3 years that he's been a head coach, went 0-13, missed the playoffs last year, went to the NFC Championship this year.
Yeah.
The first NFC North title in 30 years for Detroit. And you fucking tell me that he's not Coach of the Year?
Yeah. I was literally about to say the fucking Dan Campbell deserves.
How? Like, that's a fucking given.
It don't
The
matter.
first NFC North title in 30 fucking years. The last time they were good was 1991. And you tell me that he's not Coach of the Year for taking the Detroit fucking Lions to the NFC North Championship?
And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you should tune in to the D&N award show. Because we will have the actual fucking people that deserve this fucking shit. Just
Next season.
yes. And it will be unbiased. It will be
Like how? Cleveland went to the playoffs and got their ass bounced first round by Houston.
Yeah.
And
What's
the
sad
Texans.
is when, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm a little wandering right now in my brain. The fucking Cowboys made it farther.
No, they didn't.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong.
They both got bounced in the wild card round.
I'm over here like, fucking Jesus Christ.
How? Just fucking how? And then we get to the one that is absolutely bullshit. I'm not saying that this guy is not a good player. He is a good defensive player. Defensive player of the year went to Myles Garrett.
Here it go.
You mean to tell me,
Y'all done
first
did
of all, that Myles Garrett got Defensive Player of the Year this year?
Tell him. Talk your shit, Sway.
How many sacks? Can you tell me how many sacks he had in the last 7 games, sir?
Talk your shit.
Can you?
No.
1. In the last 7 games of the regular season, he had 1. Ranked 139th in the NFL in sacks in the last 7 games. Did not lead in any statistical category. Actual stats, I'm looking at you, PFF grade, did not lead the league in any stat. None. And when you tell me that somebody's Defensive Player of the Year, I assume that you should be able to tell me that they led the league in any stat. He was top 10 in categories. Not top 1. Not top 2.
1-0.
Not top 3. He was 5th. He was like 5th, 8th, 5th, and 8th, if I remember right. Hold on. I will tell you exactly what he had. Ranking defensive stats.
Oh, of course, Cleveland Browns. Of course, that explains it.
Okay. So,
I'm looking at the fuck.
solo tackles, 33. Ranked 150 plus. Sacks, 14. Tied for 7th. Forced fumbles, 4. Tied 5th. And 0 interceptions, 150 plus. And you mean to tell me that he's Defensive Player of the Year? When you look at it, and I'm going to bring this up, and this is ridiculous. 2023 seasons. 2023 stats. TJ Watt, tackles, 68. Myles Garrett, 42. Solo tackles. TJ Watt, 48. Solo tackles, 33. I'll run through this quick. Tackles on run plays, 39 for TJ Watt. Tackles for Myles Garrett, 25. Sacks, TJ Watt, 19. Myles Garrett, 14. Tackles for loss, Watt, 19. Garrett, 17. QB hits, 36. Watt, 36. Garrett, 30. Forced fumbles, both had 4. Fumble recoveries, Watt, 3. Garrett, 1. Passes defended, 8. Garrett, 3. Interceptions, Watt, 1. Garrett, 0. Defensive touchdowns, Watt had 1. Garrett had none. Takeaways, Watt had 4. Garrett had 1. Watt and Garrett were tied for strip sacks at 4. The one stat that they use is 100% subjective. You cannot tell me otherwise that the PFF grades are 100% subjective. That says, the PFF grade says that Garrett had better pass rush win rate and double team percentage. He's a defensive lineman. No shit. TJ Watt is a linebacker. He doesn't rush all the time. And then some other people like to say well, TJ Watt doesn't have as much of a presence on the field that Myles Garrett does. What's the record? Tell me, what's the record for the Steelers have when they don't have TJ Watt on the field? Do you know what it is?
Nope.
1-11. 1-11 when TJ Watt is not on the field. Myles Garrett played the last 7 games in the NFL regular season. And what did Cleveland do? They won and still made the playoffs. And he did nothing. Myles Garrett. How many stats did he what kind of stats do you think that Myles Garrett had in the first round of the playoffs against Houston? He had the same stats as TJ Watt. The only difference is TJ Watt didn't actually play in the first round of the playoffs. Your defensive player of the year disappeared the entire fucking last half of the season, and you give him defensive player of the year? And then Micah Parsons has the audacity to say that TJ Watt isn't even top 5.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Dude, you realize your team can't even make it to the championship game.
Nothing but a pipe dream.
Fuck out of here. And you can tell me, like everybody else says, oh, you don't play on the field. You don't play in the NFL. You don't understand.
We look at the fucking stats.
Everybody says that stats matter
Until the awards.
until it comes to awards. Then they take the fucking stats and throw it right out the window. If the stats did not matter, don't fucking track them.
Yep.
If you wanted to go off PFF grade, pass rush win rate, and double team percentage, then just record that stat for defensive players.
Yep.
Say fuck the rest of the stats, because if you aren't going to use the stats to determine who the best player in the league is, don't fucking use them. Don't record them. Don't use them. Don't let a fucking lineman beat a linebacker beat a defensive lineman in every single category that is recorded for defensive players, and then tell me that he is not defensive player of the year.
Talk your shit, Sway. Talk your shit.
It's not that fucking hard. And then finally, NFL MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. There ain't much I can say about that, aside from I thought Christian McCaffrey should have been MVP. Because he played out of his mind for San Francisco. But that's just me. Lamar Jackson had... Sure. Go for it. I don't care. You still didn't make the playoffs. I mean, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Still didn't make the Super Bowl. Ravens fans, how does that feel? How does it feel to be this close? I might get shit for this, and I don't care. How does it feel to be this close?
I mean, y'all
This
are
close.
rivals, so I mean,
How does it feel to be this close to making it to the Super Bowl? You just can't quite reach it.
what's weird is because of the
Because of the guy right there. That guy. Mr. Goofy Face over there. How does it feel? You lost to that guy. And then that guy. And then that guy. So fuck you, Ravens. I don't give a shit.
this rivalry.
Lamar
is ruined.
Lamar Jackson can win as many MVPs as he wants. Until I see a championship ring, I don't care.
Ooh.
How do you feel about that?
Do you want to know how I feel?
Yes, I want to know how you feel. I've been kind of blowing up because I hate the Cleveland Browns, and they shouldn't have won realistically any of their awards that they got.
And you also have a rivalry with the Ravens
And the Browns.
and the Browns.
And the Bengals.
And then there's me, Chiefs fan. It's just everybody has a rivalry with me because, I'm a Chiefs fan.
They hate us because they ain't us kind of thing.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? NFL MVP.
Well, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Seems like everybody deserves a participation award.
Participation award. That's all it is. And that's also probably what happens when you have a running back and quarterback. Anyway.
And I want to make this as clear as possible because, as I stated, everyone deserves a participation award. Yes.
Cleveland Browns.
But when I talk to friends,
That's all the closest they'll ever get to a fucking Super Bowl.
when I talk to Ravens fans who are friends of mine, I never come at them disrespectfully. I have plenty of people that can back me up with this. Even if my team was to go against yours, I would not sit there and I wouldn't dog your team.
No.
I would sit there and I
Talk
would
about
say,
it civilly.
Yeah, I would talk about it civilly. All I can say is this. Yes, if your team loses in the playoffs to my team, oh my God, big deal, whatever.
Big whoop.
You're going to have next fucking season. And since you're not on the field, just like I'm not on the field, I can sit there and root for my team as much as I want. But since I'm on this podcast and I've learned to be more unbiased about shit, I have to look at things statistically. That's why I kept saying, I don't know if my Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. And we've all watched the Super Bowl now. It could have easily ended with San Francisco winning. It could have
If they hadn't have shot
their way.
themselves in the foot as many times as they did, they could have easily won.
It could have went either way.
Yep.
But I was starting to think, okay, San Fran is going to do this. And I was sitting there, and you can even ask him. He could back me up on this. I was sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? It's overtime. San Francisco has been playing their fucking hearts out. Same with the Chiefs. I'm not going to be mad if San Francisco is the team to beat my Chiefs.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been mad if either team won at that point. It was a good game.
Yeah.
So, moving on, our next topic is Steelers are getting the Pittsburgh Steelers already. After Art Rooney said there is a lot of urgency now. We just over 500 seasons are not enough anymore. Them boys are already making moves.
Oh shit.
Right after the Super Bowl ended.
So what you're saying is I gotta watch out for your team this season.
The Super Bowl was yesterday. They're already making moves today.
Ain't fucking around.
As far as I've seen, nobody else has been releasing any players yet.
Don't know. I can tell
Pittsburgh's
you right now,
already like, I am getting right fucking down to it. I ain't give a shit.
I can tell you right now.
Aside,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's like the only player I see getting released from my team is
Kadarius
Stonehams.
Toney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just. And then there's always, I can't remember his fucking name, but it's one of our defensive players or offensive players, but he's always fucking getting holding calls. It's like either work on that shit or get him out.
Yeah.
Because we can't be having it. So that's about it for the Chiefs. I don't think we're going to be doing too much this year.
Yeah. But Pittsburgh ain't fucking around this year, I guess. I have hope this year after what I've seen today so far. The Super Bowl ended yesterday. They getting an early start on trying to make a team big enough to make the Super Bowl. They've released Mitch Trubisky. Thank God. Worst quarterback, arguably in this era, the worst quarterback to don the black and gold. I couldn't speak English. To step onto the field in the black and gold. Worst quarterback to ever touch that field in a Steelers jersey. Thank God he's gone. Wish you luck wherever you possibly could imagine to squeeze yourself into. Sorry, but you suck. They released punter Presley Harvin. When they drafted him, I had hopes he was going to be a good punter, but he's been so inconsistent, and it's all cap space moves at this point. I wish you good luck on your future endeavors if anybody picks you up. I had hope, but he had 3 years to make sure he was worth the NFL, and according to the Steelers, he was not. They've also released their lineman, Chooks Okorafor.
Damn.
After he said he regretted coming back to the Steelers,
Ooh.
I fully expected that you were going to get your ass released.
Bye-bye.
You ain't nothing. You suck. So they already making moves. They're cleared up $13 million in 1 day in cap space.
Jeez.
After they're over the cap space limit by $16 million.
Mm.
Now, the next moves I expect the Steelers to make, which I hope the Steelers make, get rid of Allen Robinson. He cost us a ridiculous amount of money for absolutely nothing. I mean, he played okay. Didn't play great. George Pickens and Deontay Johnson are just better wide receivers. That's how it is. I expect them to hopefully, I wouldn't mind seeing them trade. I would rather see them trade for Justin Fields from Chicago over seeing them pick up Ryan Tannehill. I'll be totally honest. Even because they said that they were going to give Kenny Pickett competition in the quarterback room. He's got 1 more year to prove it before I think they move on from him. This is the year to prove it. I hope that he does well. I hope that he proves he is Pittsburgh's franchise quarterback. They had hope when they became when they had a 400-yard offense after they fired Matt Canada. It sucked that the game after that first 400-yard offense game that he got injured against Arizona. If he'd have been playing against those teams that Mitch Trubisky started against those teams and shit the fucking bed, the Baltimore... And this is the crazy thing. If Mitch Trubisky had not started those 3 games had not played in those games against Arizona, they shit the bed on that one. The Patriots, they shit the bed on that one. And then the next 2-12 team they faced after that also shit the bed on that one. They'd have been fighting for the number 1 seed in the NFL, number 1 seed in the AFC. Record-wise? At least, or something like that. No, it would have been for the AFC North Championship. That's what it was. Now, granted, Baltimore got their shit done and claimed number 1 seed shortly after that, which you give and take, but yeah. So, hoping that they do some good stuff this year, but I'm just glad that I'm seeing that they ain't pissing around this year. Because I don't think any other NFL, I think I've said it already, I don't think any other NFL teams have really made any moves. Aside from the staffing stuff that moved around during the playoffs for the teams that weren't in the playoffs anymore. Like Pittsburgh picking up Arthur Smith, Dan Quinn going to the Commanders, and a couple other ones, I think. But hopefully they ain't pissing around this year because they're getting right down to business. They say, look at you. Sorry, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone too. Fuck you. You know.
The chop block season.
Yeah.
And since you did bring up the Ravens, there's one more thing I wanted to say, and it's not taking a shot. It's just something, and I've told my friend that's a Ravens fan. Shout out to you. I've told him, or at least I think I've told him. I literally said, what I want to see. And I truly say this because it's just the same way I'd root for your team. It's something I would tell you. I want to see Lamar Jackson play like he has the biggest fucking point to prove. I'm not saying he's not right now, but I know he's got more in that fucking tank. I know for a fact he can play harder than he has in this past season. I know that for a fact. I guarantee you, if it were to come down to the Chiefs and Ravens again, and Lamar Jackson was playing with every fucking ounce of his being, then they might, and I say might because Chiefs are on a fucking roll. We got the momentum, but and it doesn't matter statistics-wise when it comes to game time. It comes to who wants this shit more, who's playing harder, who's doing the better shit in the game. Stats are just, before game, after game. When it comes game time, it's fucking game time. You could be a road team, you could be a home team. You need to play your fucking hardest. You need to have that chip on your fucking shoulder, and you need to be playing like every game is your fucking last, and you need to be playing like you got a fucking point to prove. So I think with Lamar Jackson looking sad after my team whooped him, I say use that as fucking fire in your fuel tank.
Especially because they had the easiest road in the AFC.
And it's
Number 1 seed, first round bye. I don't remember who they faced in the divisional round.
I don't know. I'm getting myself hyped up.
Houston. It was Houston in the divisional round.
But it's just like, I look at your team and I'd be like, I want y'all to go out there every fucking game. No matter if it's against my team or not. I want y'all to play like you got a fucking point to prove. I want everybody's fucking team like they got a point to prove. My Cowboys, I don't give a fuck about them.
Fuck them.
But I want them, here, I'll put it this way. I want them to play with a point to prove like the fucking Lions did this season.
Yep. Bite some ankles. Bite some kneecaps. Bite some kneecaps.
That is, that's all I want this season. I want fucking people out for blood this season.
Unless you're the Dallas Cowboys, you ain't doing shit. You ain't done shit, you ain't doing shit, and you will continue to not do shit.
No. It's just...
You let the Green Bay Packers walk into your home, whoop that ass, and then walk out.
What was it that we said, Devin? It's like someone coming into your house and having sex more than you do in your own house.
Did we say that?
We
conversed that?
Yeah, we conversed that
off camera
on the show.
Oh, I don't remember
At
that.
least I think I brought it up because I was watching First Take. And
I don't know.
I told you about it. But
either way, we're saying it now.
Yeah. So either way, next season, this coming season, I want to see some fucking bloodshed. I want to see motherfuckers out there trying to prove a fucking point. Because I am a Chiefs fan, and I will state this right now. I want to see a team play their fucking hardest and try to beat my Chiefs.
You like John Cena in the open challenge. You want some?
Just,
come get some.
Because it's like, and it's not even me being cocky. It's literally just me
saying,
yeah. I want to
come try it.
Like, we can't just sit here and win every fucking Super Bowl. Y'all got to pull your balls out and lay them on the fucking table.
Kind of like, I don't remember who said it. Yeah, it was First Take, I think. First Take with, what, Chris Broussard? No. I don't remember who does First Take. He was like, especially against Pat Mahomes, man on man, data.
Study that film.
Send the pressure, blitz, go for it. When it comes to the playoffs, zone, try it. And it was funny too. I remember I was watching that clip when I was on lunch today. He's talking about it, man to man, go for it. Pressure, bring the blitz, sure. Zone against Pat Mahomes,
nope.
Try it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You'll get your ass whooped.
Like you were saying last night, we were going up against probably one of the fucking best defenses in NFL.
They had pretty much the best defense in the NFL because they
still fucking won because of their fucking shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah, shot himself in the balls and in the foot.
And it's like and it's not like I'm hoping my Chiefs lose. I want to see a team play so fucking well that it frustrates my team to the point we lose.
You just want to see competition, is what you're saying.
Yes, I want to see competition. Like, fuck.
I'm not being cocky. I just want competition for once.
I'm being fucking serious, and I'm not even trying to say that in a cocky manner. It's just,
I know.
I want to see
it's just the topic.
I'm tired of fucking
You're tired of winning.
Like, shit, it's exhausting.
No matter, I
I
hate to tell you, but no matter how you word it,
it's gonna sound cocky.
It's gonna sound cocky. I hate to say it, and I can hear it in your voice. You're not trying to be cocky, but
like,
the topic itself is just a cocky topic.
I got myself fucking sweating over here. I'm speaking with so much passion right
Somebody, please give me competition.
Like, God damn it, guys.
Back-to-back champion.
It, whoop it, please. Jesus
back-to-back
Christ.
the first back-to-back champion since 2004, and you're like, please, somebody give me competition.
It's like, God damn, I want to feel the fucking like, okay, now we're the underdogs because we got fucking beat.
They were point spread underdogs
Like,
in the Super Bowl, and they still won.
God. It's just
Moving on to the next topic, An interesting one that I'm interested in, again, a Steelers topic, Le'Veon Bell possibly making a return. He did say that he was going to work out for the NFL, try to come back, and if he does, he is only coming back for one team and one team only. Pittsburgh Steelers. Right down there. The Pittsburgh Steelers. That is the only team he's coming back for. Because he has said it before, he absolutely regrets leaving Pittsburgh. And I will say this. I wish he never left. Because he was one of those players that he was not the same when he went to Green Bay, when he went to Kansas City. No. Kansas City. When he went to the Jets, right. When he went to Kansas City, he was not the same. In his time in Pittsburgh, he was one of the baddest motherfuckers to run the ball. Mm-hmm. Back when he was playing, he was so patient behind the line, and he would, as soon as he found his spot, he was gone.
Fuck, that's when I used to root for the Steelers.
He was a deadly mother. He was deadly when he touched the ball. When you put the ball in his hands, he was a deadly motherfucker. Ideally, and he did have a conversation with Mike Tomlin in the coaching, and it was a good conversation as far as he said on Instagram. If he comes back, he would be a really good veteran presence for Najee Harris, Jaylen Warren, on top of having Arthur Smith, who made Derrick Henry basically a running back god when he was the offensive coordinator for the Titans. That's a bad fucking trio right there. You let Le'Veon Bell look at Jaylen Warren and be like, this is what you do. On top of the scheme from Arthur Smith, I'm just saying, Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris become a fucking two-headed fucking demon. On top of putting like Le'Veon Bell in there a couple times, or playing him in the slot because he was a running back, because he was a receiving running back anyway. Cut Allen Robinson and get rid of his cap. Just saying. That's a dangerous fucking team. Dangerous. Hopefully it works out, because he deserves, as much as he was getting in his head about how he deserved the money, he did say that he should have looking back, he should have taken the pay cut. He should have just taken the money that they were offering him, because it was the best possible money that they were offering him. The best possible money that they could give him. Should have taken it. Should have stayed with Pittsburgh, because he was a good running back for Pittsburgh. That trio of the Killer Bees of Ben, Brown, and Bell will go down as the best trio in the NFL to not win a Super Bowl. The only reason why, and I've said this before, the only reason why that team did not win a Super Bowl is because they were transitioning from their Super Bowl defense to the defense they have now. Which in between that point, their defense sucked ass. Which is also around the same time that, unfortunately, Ryan Shazier got injured, which that injury crushed. They have not replaced Ryan Shazier since he got injured. I remember watching that game. I was devastated that he got injured. And ironically, TJ Watt was coming into the league at that point. I think he was on that team as a rookie.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I wish that would not have happened, because could you imagine the linebacker trio that they have now of Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt coming off the edge, and Ryan Shazier, that bad motherfucker, in the middle with Cameron Hayward? Woo! That just gives me chills thinking about what that would have been. Ryan Shazier was going on. He was going to go on to be a great fucking middle linebacker. He was generational middle linebacker type shit. before he just tackled wrong. It sucks because it happens. Somebody's really promising until they do something career ending. It happens, but if it does work out that Le'Veon Bell comes back for Pittsburgh, I welcome it with open arms. As much as some Steelers fans say, no, stay out, I don't want you. Some Steelers fans are also like, dude, if he comes back and he can accept the role as veteran mentor and take what he gets, I would openly welcome seeing him back on the team.
This is probably gonna make me sound like a dick, but y'all definitely need it.
I'm just saying, the way they're running, the way their offensive stats have going, their like moves have been going this year, it is looking up.
Mm-hmm.
It is looking up real good. Now, if Kenny Pickett can fire around multiple touchdown games for once, woo, woo, yes.
That's an iffy statement.
I personally hope that Kenny Pickett does well this year. I hope he proves that he is the guy.
I love you, dude, but I don't see it.
Yeah. I'm just kind of, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, trade for Justin Fields, because Ryan Tannehill ain't that guy either. If they happen to go for him in free agency and realign him with Arthur Smith, he ain't the guy.
No.
Justin Fields, on the other hand, coming to Pittsburgh. Now, this is one thing that I will say, too. I solely think that had Dwayne Haskins not died in that horrible accident down in Florida, I 100% think that they don't draft Kenny Pickett. Like, solely 100% believe that. If Dwayne Haskins does not die, did not pass away like he did, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. I will say that. When they picked him up, I had so much hope that he was going to turn it around. When you go from something like Washington, where they gave him the keys to the franchise, the owners gave him the keys to the franchise, gave him captaincy right off the bat, on top of having a coach that absolutely does not want him on the team, that will crush any quarterback possible. When your own coach does not want you, that will crush a quarterback no matter what. When he goes into Pittsburgh, has a head coach like Mike Tomlin, has that legacy there that says you either step up to this or you ain't it. Or how the standard is anymore, as long as you get us to over 500. But honestly, now correct me if I'm wrong. If you made it this far, tell me in the comments if I'm wrong or not, or what you think. But if Dwayne Haskins does not pass away, and they go into the draft with a quarterback room of Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky, and Dwayne Haskins, I think Dwayne Haskins takes that starting job, and I think he's their guy. Then you don't see Kenny Pickett in the Steelers this year. Or last year. It would have been Dwayne Haskins as the starting quarterback. Which I was hoping that was going to be the case. Because he showed flashes of being good. He just needed to understand the scheme. He needed time to learn. Mm-hmm. They gave him the rush. They gave him the starting job too soon. He needs the time. He's one of those quarterbacks that he needs the time to understand. He needed the time to learn. If he does that, I think he's their guy. I thought he would have been their guy. Kenny Pickett isn't a Steeler at that point. That's just me, though. Yeah, we are running way behind on these. NBA news. Next topic. I did want to say my thoughts and prayers are with Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
And his family.
Yeah.
No news was reported, and no news should be reported because it is very personal information. But unfortunately, one of his family members did pass away, so he was granted a leave of absence.
Mhm.
As far as I know, he's missing the next 2 games, which does take him out of the running for any NBA regular season awards like MVP,
Yeah.
which he ain't gonna go. The NBA is not gonna fucking give anything to Miami. Just saying. Let's be honest. We are lucky that Bam Adebayo even got elected All-Star.
Yeah.
Because for some reason they fucking hate Miami. I'm just saying. I don't know. But did you know that every time Kansas City's made the Super Bowl since 2020, the 3 times in 2020, Kansas City made the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Miami was in the finals. Or is it 21?
No, it was 20.
20.
It was the last time. There, I think, like the first
Yeah.
out of the 3 is we beat the 49ers, and then COVID happened.
Yep, that's right. So in 2020, the 2021 season, Kansas City made the playoffs. Or Kansas City won the Super Bowl. Miami was in the NBA Finals. 23, the 22-23 season,
Mhm.
Kansas City wins the Super Bowl. Miami was in the playoffs. Miami was in the NBA Finals. The 23-24 season, Kansas City wins the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Playoff Jimmy's coming for your ass. Again. And for whatever reason, Miami just, right now, they are in the 8th seed, so they are still in the play-in.
Mm.
But they said the same thing about Miami last year,
Yep.
that going in as a 7th seed, they ain't going to do nothing. They walked into Milwaukee and whooped that ass.
Layeth the smack down on the candy.
They went to the next one,
Layeth the smack
whooped that ass again, and went to Boston.
What?
Great series.
What?
Whooped that ass again,
What?
and went to Denver.
What?
And they were just depleted at that point, and they got the ass kicked.
Oh, well, I was gonna say hell yeah, but never mind.
Yeah, that would no.
Just never mind.
I openly knew that they were not going to win last year because Denver was waiting and waiting. Denver in their finals, Western Conference Finals, they swept that series 4-0.
Oh yeah.
If I remember right. If I remember right, they swept that
I'm
series
pretty
4-0.
sure they did, 'cause I remember all
So they were waiting and waiting and waiting, and Miami and Boston went to Game 7 last year.
Jesus God.
As Denver's just sitting here like,
La, 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 la. Just,
Denver's just sitting here like,
hey, son, play.
what? Oh, we finally get to play? All right.
Hook shot.
Yeah. I knew that was going to happen. I solely knew that was going to happen. They were so depleted and tired at that point, but
Yeah.
hopefully Miami can prove them wrong again. Hopefully Miami, right there. Hopefully Miami can prove them wrong again. And I have a friend of mine that we've predicted this a couple times. Miami and Minnesota in the NBA Finals. Make it happen.
What?
Make it. You know who you are, too. I've rooted for Minnesota with you this year.
Yeah, flipping around.
I've rooted with you for Minnesota. Minnesota and Miami in the NBA Finals. We will it to happen.
Make it happen.
Even though I know what's going to happen because every time Miami faces Minnesota, they get the ass whooped. Anytime I've gone to a fucking Minnesota and Miami game, they've lost.
It's because you root for Minnesota.
I was rooting for Miami
Oh, good.
both times.
Maybe root for Minnesota.
I did.
Or maybe the clutch playoff king has to come through.
I rooted for Minnesota when I went to a Minnesota and LA Lakers game. And guess what? Minnesota won. I rooted for Miami the one year I went to Minnesota and Miami, twice in Minnesota and Miami, and they lost both fucking times. But anyway, I want to see it. I need to see it. It would be a great series so Miami can get that revenge. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I'm looking forward to the All-Star season. Finally, a current All-Star takes, or like, not all current All-Star. What am I trying to say? Since Zach LaVine says I am not fucking doing this shit anymore, the last couple NBA dunk contests have been total shit. There is finally a NBA All-Star playing in the dunk contest this year in Jaylen Brown. And reigning NBA dunk contest winner, reigning NBA dunk contest champion, the fucking dog last year, Mac McClung.
Talk your shit.
He solely saved the NBA dunk contest last year. But I'll be excited to see the All-Star game, and I'm excited to see how the playoffs happen, because NBA Miami is going to go to the finals again.
Again, baby.
And I believe this is your topic next. Ooh. Xbox news.
Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. I have reawakened on my island of relevancy. That's right. Fuck you, Roman. Fuck you. Island. Mine. Okay? So, Xbox news. All right, folks, let's break and crack-a-lack-a-dack into it. I don't know why the fuck I just said that like that. But, so from what I've seen all over the internet and from a few sources, reliable or not reliable, Xbox is currently, I guess, in a sense, selling all of their games over to Sony, which could mean we could see games such as Halo on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Forza on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to play the shit out of. And maybe even Elder Scrolls 6 on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Yeah.
I said hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go. That's better. We'll work on that. It's just... But besides that, I do got some interesting news that popped up onto my Instagram feed. Follow me at The Real Natsu. You gonna like this one, my boy.
Okay.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, is going to be in WWE 2K14. Oh, hell.
Repeat what you just said.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
And
What'd I say?
You said WWE 2K14.
God damn it. I like how they get so slow.
In WWE 2K24.
Damn. I'm a fucking gaming guy. God damn.
I heard that. I was focused
I'm so...
on research, and I was like, I said WWE 2K14, and I'm like,
Devin, it's 11. It's just...
It's 11 on February 12th, 2024. Not 2014.
Look at it. Look at it.
You know they come out with a WWE.
Look at it.
You know they come out with a WWE game every year. What year is it? 24. What WWE is it gonna be? 24. Anyway, sorry, talk your shit.
That's all I had.
Oh.
You just fucking flamed me.
Well, next time.
Bonk.
Next time, actually say the right game.
Oh.
And maybe I would have to.
You know what? It's not my fault. I'm a fucking Kansas City Steelers fan, all right?
Kansas City Steelers Miami fan.
Oh, no, wait. Here we go. Pittsburgh Chiefs. That's what.
What is this? Back when Pittsburgh had to team up with the Philadelphia Eagles to become the Pittsburgh Steagles. Yeah, I know about that. Whether you call me a bandwagon or not, because I'm not, because I've been a fan since I was very young. I know about that.
Wait, that actually fucking happened?
Yes.
Oh god, maybe the Cowboys need to pair up with the fucking...
There was a time when Pittsburgh and Philly were the same team. They teamed up from the same team because they didn't have enough players, because it was around a time, I don't remember what time it was around, but there was one time they were the Pittsburgh Steagles. I think they were the Pittsburgh Steagles, but I know their team was just called the Steagles because they had to combine Philly and Pittsburgh together.
Would have been a lot cooler if they would have been named Pittsburgh Seagulls.
Pardon this technical difficulty.
I'm not Andy Reid, all right? We have food at home.
Anyway,
that's all the gaming news I got.
Yeah.
Unless something just sporadically comes out of my head.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to subscribe. And we didn't say it at the beginning, but sorry we did not make a video on Sunday. It was just Super Bowl day. We just decided to make it on Monday instead of Sunday this week. I will be live streaming tomorrow. He will be live streaming on Thursday. I will be live streaming on Friday. So tune in for those. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your goldfish for all I care. Tell them to subscribe. And turn on the bell notifications. We really appreciate it. 62 subscribers so far. 62 subscribers so far out of our 150 subscriber goal by the end of the year.
Oh, hell
yeah. We will see y'all in the next one, ladies and gentlemen.
Deuces.